Wow! Oh! Ah! Oh! 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 Oh!
Someone, Jay Walker, actually, had a really good idea on pre-stream this morning earlier, okay? He said, listen, you know, because Phil's doing more increased streaming emphasis and everything, maybe what he should do if he really wants to get people to pledge to Patreon is tie in his Twitch with his Patreon. And what he means by that is, yeah, I was thinking, oh, Twitch and chill, I'm already doing that. And like, no, actually, instead have a perk level, right, where if you pledge a certain amount, you'll get like a weekly shout out on my streams. Like maybe once a week on a pre-stream, I have a segment where I just read out a bunch of names, thank yous for people who pledged to my Patreon. That could work. That's an easy one. That's not a difficult thing at all. Just once a month, I would have to print out the thank yous. And then maybe every once in a while, do an update. Like maybe once a week, run an update to see who new pledgees are. And if there's new pledgees, I could give their name shout-outs on the stream.
Maybe that's something I could implement. Maybe that'll get more people engaged in doing Patreon.
Because, you know, it is tough. It's tough at this point. I've done Patreon for over two years already. And it's hard to get people to engage in it now, because I think people kind of know, oh, it exists, it's been there for 2 years, it's not something fun and interesting anymore. Although it's funny, because then I play a game like Danganronpa, and people are like, holy shit, this is amazing! This playthrough's great, we're so happy Phil did it, and of course, it's because of patrons. But people seem to forget that Patreon has allowed me to do some of the most interesting things I've done in the past 2 years, honestly. This is something I'm trying out for today. I've upped it so that you need to do a $2 tip to get the pop-up message. And the reason I did that is because the past few days, I've noticed a lot of troll tips. Trolls coming in here and tipping only $1 to say something insulting on the stream. Which, hey, if you're gonna pay me $1 for it, you're pretty dumb anyway. I mean, let's face it, you're basically paying to get attention in a video, and no one really cares about the pop-up anyway. You know what I mean?
$2 if you do a tip, you get a pop-up message, okay? I'm a little groggy today, and I'm gonna warn everyone, I'm trying to wake up here, alright?
Here's the deal. Here's what happened. Pretty annoying. What just happened is, once a year, we have a company that comes through our little, you know, what is it called?
Community, I guess? Yeah, our gated community here.
And what they do is they come and they clean out all the dryer vents. They clean out from behind your dryer, and they also clean out the vent in the back of the house, where the exhaust is, because it's needed for insurance purposes. They come and do it, and then we're able to get basically insurance lowered, because we can say that we have a check here. A check here by which... you know, you're not having a fire hazard because you cleaned out the fuzz or whatever from your gutters, okay? So, for the past 2 years, they have come here, and Dr. Z says, why can't you do that yourself? Because for insurance purposes, we have to have people come do it to have, like, factual evidence on paperwork that it was done so we can get the decreased insurance rates.
I don't pay for it. It's included in our dues. We pay dues here every month.
So it's included in the dues. It's not like we're had to hire someone out to do it or anything like that. That's already done automatically by the condo association, okay? So, when they come, the past 2 years, when they come to do it, alright, they have to come early in the morning. They usually come around 8:30 in the morning to do this, okay?
Now that sucks because I'm usually not up at 8:30 in the morning. So today I specially scheduled out my alarm and everything to wake me up at 8:30.
My alarm went off, I went downstairs, I sat down on the couch, and usually they show up, you know, pretty quickly. So I kind of closed my eyes or whatever. Next thing I know, it's freaking 10:15 and Leanna's coming down because she woke up. And she's like, you're still down here? What happened? I'm like, I guess they never showed up. I guess they never showed up. I don't know what happened. They actually just showed up about 20 minutes ago. Right before I started talking here on pre-stream, they were here. So I guess what happened is they were here, but they started from the other end of our community rather than here, which makes no sense because for 2 years they've always started on this end. This year, for whatever reason, they started on the other end, and it screwed me up because now I basically got my sleep interrupted, and I slept on a couch for 2 hours, which obviously I don't like. You know, pretty annoying, but it is what it is. It sucks, but I guess that's life. It only happens once a year, and to get the lower insurance premiums, I guess it makes sense.
Looks like everything's going to be very positive on the end of us getting a new car.
A vehicle to replace the incredibly expensive leased vehicle that I've had for the past 3 years. Now, the good news is, folks, if you live in the United States, I don't know how many of you here on stream or watching this pre-stream video actually live in the United States. Right now, it seems to be a buyer's market for cars. And what I mean by that is you don't even need to have, like, impeccable credit. And you don't even need to have a lot of money in order to buy a car. It's pretty insane, the things that I'm seeing out there. Just some of the things, I'll give you an idea. Some of the promotions I've seen out there right now for buying a car. Number one, instant cash back. Okay? So you go and buy a car, you sign up for a loan to get the car,
and they give you $2,000. That's insane. I've never heard of this before. They're paying you to buy the car.
That's weird to me. Like, I don't know. That's a lot of risk involved, too, I would think. But I guess they figured that the risk of giving you $2,000 to take their car versus you not paying and then ruining your credit permanently, I guess that $2,000 is the risk that's worth that? I don't know. That's pretty crazy. That's just... Anyway, I'm not doing that. It's actually one of the worst things you could do, because if you do that, you can't get any of the other deals, which is like a rebate off the car or a promotional rate. The other things that the car dealerships are doing is they're doing an instant rebate. So, okay, you're buying the car, this is supposed to be the price, but they're going to take like thousands of dollars off the price of the car immediately as part of their promotion. So, yeah, pretty good. Now, the other one, and this is the one that I did not know if we were going to be able to qualify for it, okay? 0% financing, which is awesome. It means for a certain amount of time on your loan for the car, you're not paying any interest. You're just paying down the actual price of the vehicle, which is excellent. Get this. 0% financing for 72 months. That is 6 years. That is the length of the loan. That means that if you buy the new car, you don't pay any interest at all. They're giving you a 6-year payment plan, basically. It's not even really a loan. It's just like a 6-year installment plan with no interest. It's pretty crazy, man. That is absolutely nuts. At least to me, you would think they would want to make some money on the back end with the financing, but they're going for no interest. So, yesterday, Leanna and I, the reason that we had to end the stream early is because we had to go and meet up with someone at a car dealership. We had already test-driven cars earlier this week, and we wanted them to pull our credit and run some numbers for us to see what we could qualify for. Could we qualify for any of these new promotions, you know, for a car? And they pulled our credit, and it was, you know, it worked. They basically said, yeah, you qualify, which I was blown away. I thought for sure, with the amount of debt that I have in my name, that I was not going to qualify, but they said, no, you qualify. I was like, okay, well, that's good news. And so, what it looks to me, at least from the numbers that they presented us, and I said, this includes everything, all fees, licensing fees, you know, closing, everything. There's no extra fees after this. And he said, no. It looks like I may be able to lower my current monthly payment for car by about $200 to $300, and get a new vehicle that has a lot of the same features as the car that we have right now, with very little exceptions, okay? Now, obviously, we're not getting a luxury car. We're never doing that again, probably, unless I hit the lotto. I realize what frivolous spending that is, and it's certainly not economical now. You know, 5 years ago when I first got the stupid BMW, it made sense because I was making insane amounts of money on YouTube. Now it doesn't. Now I'm barely making enough to pay my bills, if that. So, that's why I'm downscaling here. A much more economical situation, okay? So it's certainly not a luxury car. It's not a high-end car. In fact, we're getting a more compact car. We decided we want a smaller car. We want a car that is going to be easier to drive in this area, and a lot of the places we go in this area only have parking for compact cars. This is a very green area of the country where everything is emissions conscious and everything. So he said, get a smaller car. We'll be able to drive it easier. We'll be able to park it easier. It'll use less gas, okay? So, that is what we're doing. And so he pulls these numbers, and we're like, wow, really? So not only am I going to reduce my monthly payments of what I'm paying now by over $200 guaranteed, but we're going to get a lot of the features in the car that we actually like in our current car. And it's not even like it's the lowest end model. We could have gotten the lowest end model, but then you end up kind of cutting corners and getting lower end features and things that you're like, man, for just a little bit more, you get safety features. For us, there's good safety features in these cars now. A lot of these cars have auto braking, backup camera, which I've never had. I've never had a backup camera in my car before, and now all cars have it now. Okay? So no matter what we get, I'm actually going to be getting a better vehicle than what I have now. Of course, now, I can't do anything yet, because I'm waiting. I have to basically work with BMW to return the BMW, and I have some hurdles I have to jump through. They want me to take it in to have maintenance done first.
Because I never had the oil change or the brake fluid changed in this stupid thing.
So I gotta have that done, and then I have to schedule a time when we can drop it off, but we can't drop it off until we have the replacement car, so I have a ride home. So I basically have to coincide. I have to do maintenance, and then I have to try to see how long it takes to get a new car, and then I have to get the new car and get used to it, and then I have to trade in the BMW. So a lot of shit.
Dr. Z is laughing because he says in 3 years you never changed the oil. In 3 years we only drove the car 6,000 miles.
So, if that gives you any idea, I've told everyone, everything here, one of the major reasons why we love living in this state is because everything is nearby to us. So, everything is good with this, you know, with this car. We barely drive it. In fact, it's only gotten a lot more drive this past year when Leanna, you know, got her started working at her job and had to drive back and forth every day. And by the way, that wasn't my choice to not have the oil changed. That was because it's a whole rigmarole. When we moved out here, they shipped us a car across the country. Remember I said we got roped into another 3-year lease? That was because they wanted to make money back on the East Coast, so they shipped us a car across the country so they could get the profit for it. And then they never contacted us on the maintenance, because, you know, BMW, you're supposed to get maintenance for free, no matter what. That's part of the deal. That's why the car is so expensive. And they never, they never contacted us to get it changed. Because basically what they did is they shipped us the car, and they were like, oh, they live in Washington now, fuck that. We don't need to contact them or do anything with them anymore, because, you know, they wipe our hands clean of that deal, because they're on the other end of the country, and there's nothing they could do about it. So, yeah. Sucked. It absolutely sucked. Because there were other issues, too. When we got the car, it was supposed to have a satellite radio. It didn't have a satellite radio. It was we only got one set of keys for this car. We were supposed to get 2. They only gave us 1. And ever since I got the car in delivery, I contacted the guy, and I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, all these things you said, none of you only one set of keys? This is nuts. And he never responded. He blew me off. He completely blew me off. And, in a BMW, you're not supposed to take it anywhere but BMW to get the oil changed, because that voids a lot of stuff. So, like warranties and shit, so. Pretty annoying. Cherry Dude, that's not how it works. Cherry Dude's like, oh, you could have engine damage. No, Cherry Dude, that's not how it works. BMW has a diagnosis computer inside of the car that tells you when things go wrong. So if there were engine damage, it would have said something. They already did the pre-inspection. We already brought it in, and they pre-inspected it and said there's nothing wrong with the car at all. It's fine. It's pristine. We only drove it 6,000 miles. Of course it's pristine. So yeah, not a very good experience these past 3 years. You know, the car's fine. We love the car, but didn't get a very good experience this time around with this stupid lease that we did, and I will never lease again. From now on, I will always buy. But anyway, the other thing is some people were like, well, why aren't you buying a used car? We did look into that. We went to a couple used car lots, and what we found out is, number one, these used car lots do not do any kind of promotion with financing whatsoever. No money back, no money off the price of the car, and high interest rates on the loans. Yeah, you don't get a good interest rate on a loan for a used car. They don't have any of those kinds of features. And with most of the used cars we looked at, they have 0 warranty, okay? No free maintenance or anything for any period of time. If you want that, you have to buy it extra. So there was one car we were looking at. It was the equivalent of what we're kind of going to get probably for a new car. And we did all the math, and come to find out, it's almost the same price, like slightly less expensive, by maybe like $50 a month, but no warranty, no maintenance. Within a year, we'll already have paid the difference between maintenance and everything else. So it doesn't even make sense at all right now to get a used car, unless we were gonna get like a junker. Like, we were gonna get a $2,000 to $3,000 car that's a piece of crap and just buy it off of someone. That would be one thing, but we need a car that's dependable, and a car that if it breaks down, we're gonna get a warranty, we're gonna get a loaner and stuff like that, because Leanna needs to keep going to work every day. That's the thing. We have no car, she can't work, and now we're out. We have no income there that we need. So there you go. Definitely by going for buying a car, at least I'll have a car where I'm getting equity. Every time I pay, I'm putting value into the vehicle, and it makes more sense.
You know, you live and you learn. Right now, the best way you can help me is through a tip.
Because I have 4 days left until I actually receive my first payment from Curse, from when I was partnered with them in March on YouTube, and I need to make it to then, and right now, everything is incredibly tight. I don't know if my bank account is going to clear all the bills that are all being cleared right now. Right now, I've gotten through, like, half of them. I got, like, three or four more days to get through before I'm in the clear.
So, all the money that you guys have been sending my way with tips has gone straight to the bank account and paying bills.